For more than 70 years, cartoons have made us laugh, cry, and rush to the television after school. Today we're traveling through every decade to discover the cartoons that define generations. Our journey begins in the 1950s, when families gathered around tiny black and white televisions to watch timeless classics that are still loved today. Tom and Jerry proved that almost no dialogue was needed to make millions laugh. Their endless chase became one of television's greatest comedy acts. Looney Tunes introduced unforgettable comedy, while Popeye showed that courage sometimes came from the most unexpected places. These cartoons became television legends. The 1960s brought bigger ideas. Cartoons were no longer just funny. They imagined the future, explored superhero adventures, and even took us back to the Stone Age. The Flintstones became television's first primetime animated family sitcom, while the Jetsons imagined a future filled with flying cars and robot helpers. Then, in 1969, one mystery-solving cartoon changed Saturday mornings forever. Scooby-Doo mixed comedy, spooky adventures, and unforgettable catchphrases into one timeless classic. For millions of children, Saturday mornings became an event. Breakfast could wait, but cartoons definitely couldn't. The 1970s expanded the world of animation with superheroes, educational shows, and even more unforgettable Saturday morning adventures. And trust me, the next decade is packed with cartoons that millions still remember today. Let's jump into the colorful world of the 1970s. Welcome to the 1970s. Saturday mornings had officially become cartoon time, and television offered more variety than ever before. Scooby-Doo quickly became one of television's greatest mysteries. Every episode invited viewers to solve spooky cases before the big reveal. Fat Albert mixed laughs with valuable life lessons. Hong Kong Phooey proved that even unlikely heroes could save the day, while Schoolhouse Rock made learning surprisingly fun. The Super Friends introduced many children to the exciting world of superheroes, inspiring countless comic book fans for years to come. Then came the explosive 1980s, a decade filled with action, adventure, unforgettable theme songs, and toy-inspired television hits. Transformers made giant robots the dream of every child, while He-Man became one of the decade's biggest fantasy heroes, with the famous words, "I have the power." Thundercats delivered epic adventures, while DuckTales reminded everyone that treasure hunting could be both exciting and hilarious. By the late 1980s, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles became a worldwide phenomenon. Pizza sales probably appreciated the free advertising too. The 1980s transformed cartoons into global entertainment. Toys, comics, lunchboxes, and video games turned these shows into unforgettable cultural icons. But if you ask many fans which decade was television animation's greatest, they'll probably choose the 1990s, and honestly, it's hard to argue with them. Welcome to the 1990s, an era many fans call the golden age of cartoons. Creativity exploded, and almost every year introduced a future classic. Batman. The animated series completely changed superhero animation. Its darker storytelling proved cartoons could be just as powerful as live-action television. Rugrats showed the world through the eyes of babies, turning ordinary backyards and living rooms into enormous adventures, filled with imagination. Dexter's Laboratory proved that science and comedy were a perfect combination. Every invention created a brand new disaster, and audiences loved every second. Johnny Bravo turned overconfidence into comedy. His exaggerated personality made him one of the funniest cartoon characters of the decade. When Pokémon arrived in the late 1990s, it became a worldwide sensation. Trading cards, games, and the television series created one of the biggest entertainment franchises in history. In 1999, SpongeBob SquarePants made his television debut. Decades later, his humor, unforgettable quotes, and endless memes still entertain millions around the world. Action, comedy, science fiction, superheroes, and slice-of-life stories all thrive together. The incredible variety made the 1990s unforgettable. As amazing as the 1990s were, animation wasn't finished evolving. The next decade would introduce entirely new worlds, unforgettable heroes, and even bigger adventures. Now it's time for the 2000s, a decade where animation became more cinematic, more emotional, and more imaginative than ever before. The 2000s blended humor with deeper storytelling. Cartoons were no longer just entertaining. They could also be emotional, inspiring, and surprisingly mature. Ben 10 became every child's dream. The idea of transforming into powerful alien heroes made playground imaginations run wild. Avatar, The Last Airbender showed that animated stories could be deeply emotional, while Samurai Jack amazed audiences with its beautiful visual style and quiet storytelling. The Fairly Odd Parents brought magical comedy into everyday life, while Phineas and Ferb reminded us that every summer day could become an incredible adventure. The 2000s proved that great animation could make us laugh one moment and leave us thinking the next. Many of these shows are still considered masterpieces today. By the 2000s, streaming had completely changed how we watched cartoons. Viewers could enjoy entire seasons whenever they wanted. Adventure Time mixed fantasy with surprisingly emotional storytelling, while Regular Show proved that even ordinary jobs could lead to unbelievably strange adventures. Gravity Falls became famous for its hidden secrets and mysteries, while Steven Universe won hearts with its music, kindness, and unforgettable emotional moments. Rick and Morty showed that adult animation could combine science fiction, dark humor, and surprisingly thoughtful ideas into one unforgettable series. Animation keeps evolving, and the 2020s have already introduced modern classics. But can today's shows become as legendary as the ones that shaped our childhoods? Let's find out. Welcome to the 2020s. Today, cartoons are no longer just for Saturday mornings. They're global events watched by millions on streaming platforms. Bluey proved that the simplest stories can have the biggest impact. Its heartfelt family moments have touched children and adults all over the world. Arcane raised the bar for animated visuals, while Invincible reminded viewers that superhero stories could still surprise us with bold storytelling. The Owl House won fans with its imaginative fantasy world, while X-Men '97 showed that classic cartoons can return and still feel fresh for a new generation. From black and white television sets to high-definition streaming, animation has changed dramatically, but great storytelling has never gone out of style. Some cartoons entertained us for a few years. Others became timeless legends that continue to inspire generation after generation. The greatest gift these cartoons gave us wasn't just entertainment, it was imagination. Many artists, writers, and animators were inspired by the shows they watched as children. Who knows? The next cartoon that millions will love might not even exist yet. It could be waiting inside the imagination of someone watching this video. Now it's your turn. Which cartoon defined your childhood? Tell me in the comments, and don't be surprised if someone from another generation picks a completely different favorite. From Tom and Jerry to Bluey, every generation has its own unforgettable cartoons, but they all share one thing: the power to make us laugh, dream, and remember our childhood. If you enjoyed this journey through more than 70 years of animation history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join me for the next adventure. Thanks for watching.